So what can you tell me about Elena?
Elena's really fun because she starts off, she's been the princess of the park ever since she was 16, so really all she knows is, you know, she believes in fairy tales and she believes in happy endings, and she just wants so badly to meet her Prince Charming. So she's very irresponsible and parties and you know, has a great time in the most innocent way possible. So, you know, her daughter, Lucy, is the one who kind of holds the fort. Like, she's the one who has the job and, you know, the real job and you know, pays the bills and buys the groceries. And I think what's interesting about her is that there's this turmoil that happens the struggle that happens between her and her daughter, where her daughter's like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I want to be a kid and you're not letting me. And so it's kind of sad, but also great for the two characters to kind of have that then change, where like Lucy then gets to be the kid and Elena, willingly, she becomes a mom. She learns how to be a mom because she's never had to do it before.
Well, you know, Lucy wants to take this like faraway program. How does Elena react to that?
I mean, she really doesn't want her to go. Like, not only, I mean, that's her baby, that's her family, that's the only stable person or thing in her life. So when she wants to leave, it's so hard for her to like not let her, but like, she knows it's the best thing for her, but at the same time, selfishly, she's not ready to say goodbye.
Is that part of the reason why Elena steps away as the princess and wants Lucy to take over there?
I think there's so many reasons why she steps away, but I think the main reason, one, it didn't happen on purpose. It happened by accident, where it was kind of taken from her. And I think she allows it to happen because, one, she's not 16 anymore, and she has to start growing up, and I think that's the first sign where she decides that she needs to start taking on more responsibility, and maybe she should look for another job, which I will not tell you what her second job is unless you know.
I don't know.
No, I can't tell you.
Well, can you tell me?
It's fun.
Can you tell me about the relationship that Elena had with Mr. Chandler at one point?
Well, it was very hot and spicy. Well, this is again what I'm trying to say with Elena. She just wants so badly to find her Prince Charming. So when this guy, a Chandler, comes into the park and, you know, swoops her off of her feet, she really believes that he's her Prince Charming. And when he leaves and tells her that, you know, this can't happen and I'm married, by the way, it was so devastating that now years later when he comes back, it's just like it rocks her world. It's like this was the guy who rocks her world. So she has a child here.
Well, is he the only guy that rocked her world around that period of her life?
No. Like I said, she's always looking for her Prince Charming. So she was like, yeah, she was having her fun. But this one was really special. This was the one that got away.
So what makes her decide to tell Lucy immediately about who Ian might be and what their relationship may be?
I don't know if I can tell you that. I already told you too much by accident. You're really good.
Let me think of.
Yeah, I can't answer that one.
Well, what does she think when she sees Lucy with Ian?
What does she think when she sees Lucy with Ian? Yeah, it's not good. I think she's kind of reminded of herself. And also, you know, I think we touched upon it in our teaser. It's a situation that could be very difficult to handle. I'll tell you this.
Okay.
When they made out, when Elena sees them making out, that is the jumping off point to a whole series of a whole web of lies and secrets that are going to be unveiled. Like, not just for my character, not just for Elena, not just for Lucy, but I'm talking for Will, for, you know, Ian, for everybody. It's a lot that starts to unfold.
Is Elena going to have any interactions with Theodore?
That would be horrible.
I don't mean those kinds of interactions.
There's a lot of, yeah. That would be horrible. But I don't know. You know, his whole job is to really get her away as much as possible, but there's no breaking a real love connection. So,
have you ever met or talked to anybody that actually worked on at a theme park?
this girl that I met right after shooting, she's in one of my acting classes. She plays Belle. I was just like, oh, where were you when I was shooting? You're actually Belle. She's like, I'm actually Belle. So she was telling me about all the drama that happens behind the scenes, and it was real. Like what we've portrayed really, it's pretty realistic.
And can you talk about working with Bianca?
Bianca's so amazing. I mean, her and I have such chemistry together. It was probably not a lot of fun for the camera operators and the directors, because we would go into our own world of like song and dance and little weird voices and telenovelas, and we just had way too much fun. Like, they had to calm us down a lot.
Now, Elena and Lucy have a very Gilmore Girls type of relationship. Do you think the two of them ever sat around watching that together?
I would say yes. I actually watched it. I watched it to prepare for this show, actually, because I wanted the relationship to be very similar to that. So I watched it to kind of do my own homework. And yeah, they probably did.
And why should people be tuning into the series premiere on MTV?
Because this is going to be like sex, lies, and roller coasters. So why wouldn't you?
Fantastic. Well, thank you very